You didn't see anything. What's up, YouTube? Demi here with the next build guide. So this is a gigantic AOE crit sword and shield cycloner using my new Rage Bane synthesized jewel foil. If you haven't seen this crafting video yet, I'll be linked in the description. I spent a dickload of currency making this, but it's currently the highest DP. Oh, sorry, there are two 2+5 weapon range foils in the game, and this is the best implicit one, and I have the highest PDPS one in the game right now. It's 470 PDPS. The other one has +2 weapon range, flat fire damage, and strength implicit. So I don't really think there's a chance of this being beaten right now, but it's 470 PDPS +5 weapon range. It has a 19 weapon range on it, and the AOE is a little stupid. It reaches to just about over there. A normal one reaches, like a normal +3 reaches to like here, I think. So it's a pretty good difference. Let's go ahead and run a quick something. Let's do a Minotaur, I guess. I've been running Minotaurs all day, but why not do another one? But yeah, I just wanted to make a stupidly wide AOE Cyclone, because why not? And I'm able to enjoy it right now, potentially before they nerf it. If they nerf it, I don't know if they're going to nerf it. They might nerf the way that weapon range interacts with, I'm on the wrong overlay. With, what's it called? Oh, that was with Blood Stance as well. It's a little bit higher with Sand Stance. With Cyclone, I think Cyclone's one of the only like skills in the game that scales off of AoE and weapon range, which is kind of weird. I think Cleave and Sweep do as well, but no one cares about those skills. But yeah, the AoE on this thing is stupid as fuck, and it's pretty great. But you just spin to win, which I'm sure you've seen a million times. So this is yet another, you know, Fizz crit sword. It's not dual wield, I guess, and it's not two-hander, so that's slightly unique. And not many people are playing sword and board right now. But I am block capped. I have about 6k life. Max res is I got some max res nodes on the tree. I got fortify effect. I got 3 endurances up all the time. I don't know, I feel pretty tanky. It's just a good cruising build. I leveled from 95 to 96 today with this. Just spamming Elder Underground Seas and Minotaurs and whatnot. I do have Evolved Double Strike for memes. Single target is not super high, but I am using increased AoE in my 6 link, so it's technically a 5 link with like a 3 link double strike. Pretty potato damage there, but it's just for mapping. Like, I made the character to be a quick mapper because I just wanted to map with a huge AoE Cyclone, and I'm having a good time with it. So let's go ahead and get into the Ascendancies and whatnot. We are a Berserker because fast is the main reason. I didn't take the more damage node. I just went for the maximum amount of speed, basically. So we got Flawless Savagery for the Crit Multi, Flat Fizz, all that good stuff. And Blitz Charges, which is up to 40% maximum, 40% more attack speed. You get Blitz Charges on crit, you get 20 maximum Blitz Charges. The reduced critical strike chance per Blitz Charge is like it's an additive thing. So if you have 200% increased, it'll cancel out this 200% reduced. I think I have around 90% chance to crit in POB with the like Diamond and Power Charges and Assassin's Markup. So it's not a big deal. I'm pretty like close to cap anyway, even though this weapon doesn't have that much crit strike chance on it. Still good enough. The other ascendancies, we have Crave the Slaughter for the rage generation. It gives us a chance to deal double damage, attack speed, and movement speed. And then take Rite of Ruin to triple those effects, attack speed, damage, movement speed, so I get even more fast out of it, basically. Like, I have Standing in Hideout. What's my attacks per second? I think it's like 11. Yeah, 10.53. I think it's 10.7 with the Golem out. And then like in mass with full buffs, no Headhunter or anything, I have like 23 attacks per second with Cyclone, which is just stupid. My Leaf Slam attack speed is 3 attacks per second with no buffs, no frenzies, no blood rage, no onslaught, none of that stuff. It's really stupid. Yeah. So that's that. The skill tree is I feel like a fairly straightforward sword and board character. We take a lot of life nodes, a lot of crit accuracy stuff. I think, what do I have, 98%? 99% chance to hit evasive monsters at level 83. Kind of dumb. Life nodes, jewel sockets, impale effects. So we are an impale build. You need to grab this impale cluster and this impale cluster along with Dread Banner and the impale support to get 100%, over 100% chance to impale and a bunch of impale effect. Impale is basically a more physical damage multiplier. It's kind of hard to explain quickly, but it's kind of like Elemental Pen for physical damage, basically. You hit up to 5 times stacking damage, and then it deals 50% more damage per hit, multiplied by your Impale effect. I think I have around 112% more damage, more physical damage because of Impale stacks, and I'm not even using like a +2 Impale Watcher's Eye, so I could potentially get like 130 something more fizz out of it, but I didn't feel like I needed it. Other than that, we take more Crit Multi, Solo Steel for the max res fizz reduction, Fortify effect for the defense, and it gives movement speed as well, which is nice. More quicker multi with swords, just shield stuff, weapon range, movement speed, life, attack speed, damage, weapon range with swords. One leech note here. If you can get the leech boot enchant, you can potentially drop these 4 points. You don't really need them. Up here we got this is a pretty cool note. I didn't know this was here. It's shield block stuff, right? Attack damage, shield block, but it also gives you 5% chance to gain an endurance charge on kill while holding a shield. So it's like having a red nightmare all the time. It just gives you permanent endurances when you're mapping, which is pretty great. All the sword nodes over here, more jewel sockets, more max res, all the quicker multi nodes up here as well. And the jewels, so there's a couple things you can do with Watcher's Eye. I'm using Herald of Ice, Blood and Sand, Pride, Dread Banner, and Precision. So anything with Pride and Precision can be on your Watcher's Eye. There's a couple good ones. There's like Crit Multi with Precision, Intimidate with Pride, +2 Impales, Stacks with Pride, which is a huge amount of damage. Attack damage, physical attack damage. I have this Flash Charge where you crit with a Precision, which is decent. It's like a Pathfinder effect for me. Nothing too crazy here. Just like a 1 stat is fine. If you can get a 2 stat, great. If you can get a 3 stat, you're richer than me. Congratulations. Other jewels, you just go for damage basically. This is life, attack speed, double multi. You want to prioritize life and then go for multi, and then go for another multi, and then go for another multi if you can get it. If you can't, then go for attack speed or damage on that last mod. This one is life, multi, double attack speed. This one is life, double multi, attack speed. The mods that work for you would be maximum life, attack speed with one-handed melee, damage with one-handed melee, attack speed with swords, damage with swords, crit multi with, global crit multi, melee crit multi with one-handers, melee damage, area damage, physical damage, increased damage, attack speed, attack and cast speed, attack speed while holding a shield, attack damage while holding a shield. There's a lot of options. You get the hint, right? If you can find a combination for cheap as fuck. Jewels are pretty cheap if you go for a 3 prop. Yeah, other than that, Pantheons and stuff, and bandits, you help Alira for the +2, help Alira for the crit multi instead of the +2, because we're crit, right? Pantheon-wise, I have Soul of Arakali and Soul Shikari, because I was dying to Chaos Degen. That's the only thing that kills me on this fucking character is Chaos Degen. So I took reduced damage taken for damage over time, Chaos resistance against damage over time, reduced Chaos damage taken, reduced chaos damage taken over time while on consecrated ground, and immune to poison. So I fixed that problem just by getting my Pantheons figured out. If you want pure movement speed, you can go for Soul of Lunaris maxed out and Soul of Garukon for 6% movement speed and 8% movement speed, which is kind of nice. 14% movement speed out of 2 Pantheon nodes is great, but I was dying to this and I'm trying to push this character to level 100, which I'm currently level 96, so I'm about 2/3 of the way there or something like that. Or yeah, something like that. It's pretty great. Let's go into the gear stuff now. So we are sword and board. I'm using a couple different weird little items here. I should grab a different belt for those of you that don't want to use Headhunter. There are lots of options. You can just grab a Stygian. I usually use this Stygian, and oh god, what do I do with my jewel? Where is it? I'm sorry, I didn't prepare for this. Where's the what tab? What? This one. Okay. So you can get a Abyssal belt, Stygian belt. That would make more sense with like life, resist, phys damage, strength, you know, that sort of stuff. I have this one. It gives me a dickload of damage if I don't want to use Headhunter. If I'm like boss fighting or whatnot, I would use this. And then if you get Abyssal socket, get something that looks like this: phys damage, life, attack speed, crit multi, onslaught, or not onslaught. Yeah, onslaught, unholy might, any of that stuff on kill would work. Big damage. But other stuff. So sword, weapon range foil. You can actually craft a +3 weapon range foil yourself using. Oh my god, where are the fossils? I was not prepared for this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to explain as I go. This one. So Dread Essences, it's +1, +2, +3 weapon range. It gives you as a suffix craft. And you can just like spam those until you get one that you can annul off the other mods. You'll have a +3 weapon range foil like this, and then you just multi-mod it out. You would multi-mod attack speed, phys damage, flat phys damage, hits can't be evaded basically. That would be your foil. Good to go. Other options, you can just use like a Skava, you can use a Ichimonji. There's a bunch of one-handed swords that are around 300 DPS. You can use that. If you can get a rare with one-hander that's like higher than 300 DPS, great. If you can get one that has weapon range, even better. I did choose this name. I was Chaos fan for Pain Bane, but whatever. As for the other stuff, shield. So shield, I'm using a unique shield here. It's called the Unshattered Will. It's from Harbinger League. You can get it in League currently. It's like, I think it's like 50 Chaos in Legion right now, last I checked. But it gives you a Harbinger of Focus skill, which you can cast. It's kind of like a golem, but it's invincible. It can't die, which is what invincible means. I don't know why I said that. And it gives you a buff every once in a while. It's like half uptime. It gives you a buff that takes reduced damage taken. It gives you 20% reduced damage taken. Avoid all stuns and ailments. We're already stun immune due to our rage buff here, but this gives us, it like removes the ailments. If you have ignite, curse, whatever on you, it takes that off. And the 20% reduced damage taken is pretty powerful. The shield itself also gives you life, all res, and pretty high block chance, along with up to 70% channeling skill damage, which Cyclone is a channeling skill, so that's cool. Other gear slots is all rares. So at this point, I have a incursion helmet. You just want life resist on your helmet, but if you get one that has an open prefix to slap this melee Drems melee weapon range thing prefix on it, great. If you can get an incursion helmet that has physical damage taken as Ellie, like cold, fire, lightning, any of those, that's great mitigation for you. You don't need it, but it helps a lot. Gloves, I have insanity gloves. You don't need those. I barely ever leap slam. I just cyclone everywhere. So you can go for spike gloves that have like life, fizz, attack speed, accuracy, resist, dex in, whatever you need, you know, basic stuff there. Boots, movement speed, resist, stats if you need them. I have onslaught boots because it's got to go fast. If you can get a cannot be frozen craft, it'll save you a flash slot. It's still level 3 cannot be chilled craft on the bench. As for rings, I have pretty basic steel rings on this side. This is just life, resist, fizz damage. The elemental damage attack skills does nothing, so just go for that style. If you need minus weapon, or minus mana cost on your ring, you can craft it on this prefix as well instead of the wed. This one, I have life, multi-accuracy, life on hit melee damage. It's just an elder steel ring. You can craft something pretty similar to this using like serrated fossils and pristine fossils. This is just like my sustain, basically, and it makes my mana cost 0, 0, and 1, and 6. Pretty great. What else is there? Belt, we kind of already went over. You just get life resist damage, whatever you can get. Or a headhunter if you want to go fast. This one's almost perfect. If it was life instead of ES, that'd be great. Amulet. So you can get a lot of AOE out of your amulet because you can get the melee damage weapon range prefix as well. So just go for a life resist amulet if you need it. Life crit multi, accuracy, flat fizz, movement speed, reduced reservation. What else can you get? That's about it. Increased physical damage, I believe, is an amulet craft you can get as well. This is my gotta go fast amulet. I made this league. It's pretty disgusting. Chest piece. This is actually not a perfect chest piece. It's pretty close, but not quite. So if you spam serrated fossils and what's the other one? I think it's just serrated for the attack mods. You can get attacks have base crit, minus mana cost, level 1 main. This gives you a 7-link chest, and then you just go for some life prefixes, whatever. Pristine plus serrated would be pretty easy to get a chest that kind of looks like this. You might not have T1 base crit, you might not have mana cost, whatever. You can just put the mana cost near the ring. It doesn't matter. They're pretty easy to make. But this is just a lot of damage and some life. You need an elder chest to get the base crit, otherwise you just get maim and mana cost on any other chest. And I think that's all the gear. So flask stuff, we have a diamond flask for the crit reroll with bleed immunity. I have a gotta go fast flask because gotta go fast. Inzurious promise for the damage leech, taste of hate for the damage, fizz mitigation, and the shatter. Main reason I use taste is for the shatter. It allows us to not have to worry about things like porcupines and non-death effects because there's no corpses. We just shatter everything all the time, which is pretty convenient, so I don't have to deal with anything. It also gives you that nice satisfying crunch noise. And then I'm using a Ruby's Concoction in this last slot. You don't have to use this. You could use a Basalt Flask, you could use a Jade Flask, Evasion, Quartz Flask, whatever you want. I have a shield, right? So if you use a non-legacy one of these, you would be at like, what is that, 58% chance to block with the Rumies? It's 20%, I think, in 10 max currently, which is still a good amount of block chance with barely any investment. I have like this node and this node, I think, is the only block nodes I have. 58 block is quite a lot. That means half the time you just don't take any damage from hits, which is great. And if you do take damage from hits, you have a bunch of Fortify effect on top of everything else to make sure that you don't get killed. But yeah, just defensive options there. Last step is, I guess, gem links. So main 6-link, try to do this in order of priority, will be Cyclone, Impale, Infuse Channeling, Pulverize. After that, go for Fortify. And then if you want a damage support, you can use Melee Fizz. If you don't want a damage support, you can use Increased AoE. I guess you can use Increased AoE / Conk Effect for bossing. But I personally am starting to get to a point where I fucking hate gem swapping no matter what build I'm on, so I just avoid it entirely. It's just dumb. But yeah, this is the max AoE setup because that's what this character is designed to be, max AoE, you know. Other links, I have a Vol double strike, sorry, for the boys. They don't do that much damage, but they're kind of cool to have out. I was using that or Vol War Chief. I personally think these guys are more fun. I've never used them before, so that might be why I might be biased, but they're just linked to Melee Fizz and Bloodlust. I have a chance to bleed over here somewhere. have like 25% chance to bleed. I hit 20 times a second, so everything's always bleeding, which means that they get 60% more damage. Great. But the one link portal over here, if you don't want to use this portal, you could easily put another damage support into your Vault Double Strike. I just don't care. Movement skill, I'm using a Leap Slam linked to faster attacks, and a Blood Rage and a Precision randomly somewhere. Aura setup up top, I have Enlightened, Blood and Sand, Pride, and Dread Banner with the Precision. If you don't have the minus reservation amulet or the level 4 Enlighten, you can drop that and just like de-level this precision to 1. You shouldn't need any of that stuff. You can get rid of all of it and just have a level 1 precision. You'll be fine. If you need more reservation, you can just grab this as well. This has 4% reduced mana reservation here, along with a bunch of aura effect. If you can't afford a reservation amulet and Enlighten and all that garbage, just take this and drop like, I don't know, drop some damage somewhere. Drop these nodes, they're not that important. Other links. In here I have a casting damage taken setup with Steel Skin and Lightning Golem. I opted for Steel Skin instead of Immortal Call so I can keep my 4 or 3 endurances up all the time, just for the 12% mitigation up all the time. This, I don't know, I guess I could potentially switch it to that, or maybe I should use Molten Shell. I don't know how much armor I have. I guess Molten Shell wouldn't be bad with 10k armor from the Roomies, or Granite if you don't have a Roomies. I'd have to check the math on that, which one's better, but I'm just using Steel Skin and a Lightning Golem for the attack and cast speed. If you're struggling with accuracy and crit and whatnot, use the Ice Golem. If you want phase mitigation, use Chaos Golem. If you just want straight damage, use Lightning. And then our other links, we have a Herald of Ice linked to Curse on Hit Assassin's Mark. So whenever we shatter an enemy, Herald of Ice will do the on-death explosion thingy. That explosion hits things with curses, so we get power charges, base crit, life and mana on kill, all sorts of good stuff over there. But the aura setup, I need to evolve this. Nothing. Blood and Sand gives you more AOE / more melee damage depending on which side you swap to. I've just been using it in Sand Stance for the AOE. Pride gives you more physical damage. This, honestly, if you're struggling with Shattering, you can't afford a Taste of Hate, just switch this out to a Hatred, because most enemies, for me at least, don't survive longer than 4 seconds, so I'm probably only getting 20% more damage here. I'm using a Dread Banner for the Impale effect chance. I need that for the other thing, and the Precision gives us our crit and accuracy. And Precision is such a fucking broken aura. It's a flat reservation aura, not a percent. So you can slot it into basically any build that has an open gem socket and just get, I think level 1's like 40% crit, 70 accuracy or something like that. It's really stupid. Enchantment wise, I'm using Commandment of Fury. It throws out copies of my weapons and they chunk things fairly well. It's just like a lot of damage. And then Boot Enchant, if you want the Leech Enchant or Attack and Cast Speed, those are both pretty good. We don't need Ellie Pen, we don't need Flat Ellie, so go for Attack and Cast Speed or Leech. Helm Enchant, Cyclone damage or attack speed. If you're playing Cyclone, if you're playing Cleave or Sweep, because those also scale off weapon range, then go for that damage type. Cleave damage or Sweep damage, I think, are the only good options there. I don't know if they even have attack speed options. Either way. Yeah, other than that, I don't know what to do with this sword. It is the best of its kind, but I can't decide if I'm like happy with how it is right now. It's like, what, it's T2, T7 prefixes, but I'm metacrafting prefixes on it. I already spent 1000x plus on it to hit those prefixes. I don't know if it's worth putting more into it right now, so I'm probably going to leave it up as is for like some discounted mirror fee for now, or maybe even free, I don't know yet. The link's in the description regardless. And then if I decide to recraft it, or if they nerf Cyclone, I'll just update the thread. But as is, gloves, boots, rings, helm. The helm's not enchanted yet. Amulet, chest, all that good. Chest's not up for service. All that stuff's up for mirror service as well. But again, you don't need mirror service items to do this much damage. You could get a 600 DPS foil in much shittier every other gear and do more damage than I. It's just like an option if you want to get copies of stuff. But yeah, I think I'll stop ranting about whatever the fuck I'm talking about and go to bed because I've been awake for too many hours. So thank you all for watching. If you want to support me in what I do, my Patreon and my merch store are linked in the description. If you become a Patreon, you get access to a lot of cool stuff. So you get to be in the credits of the videos as well. And I post like life updates there, which I don't usually, I'm like, I don't want to talk about that sort of stuff in YouTube videos anymore. So I'm just gonna start putting in Patreon updates. I think it's better to keep it more private, I guess. I don't know, I'm tired of getting flack for talking about how I feel or how I'm doing, so. Patreon for that. Merch store, if you use discount code LEMON at checkout, you get 10% off, hooray! You can get some beautiful lemon, egg, Tato, Pain Bane merch. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next video, and that'll be demi out. Enjoy your spin to win.